All right. How you doing? It is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, coming to you Monday through Friday, consistently, right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Today, we'll do the little forecast of SWAC basketball competition on this weekend, and we'll discuss the art of recruiting. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. The website is obn-radio.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Open Mic Broadcast Network. 37 degrees. Getting a little bit warmer before we started off here at the beginning of the week. And it should get warmer as we enter into the weekend. Welcome again to the Mike Prince Show. Hope that you are preparing yourself for what should be a very intriguing weekend of basketball throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference. The Prairie View A&M University Panthers will be hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff and Mississippi Valley on this homestand as they get ready to try and climb up in the rankings of their 2 and 3 start of conference play. So with the basketball season taking its course for the first half of the season, already an intriguing look from both the women and the men's side of the conference. Right now, as it would stand, from the women's side, Southern is leading the pack with a 5-1 record. They're closely followed behind Jackson State at 4-2. You then have the Grambling State Tigers and the Texas Southern Tigers coming in that 3rd and 4th slot. Grambling State coming in at 4-2. Texas Southern coming in at 3-2. The 5th slot will be held down by Alabama A&M. They're at 3-2. Alcorn at 3-3 would be at the number 6 spot. Prairie View would be coming in at the number 7 spot at 2-3. And you would have Alabama State in that 8th spot at 2-3. Pine Bluff 1-4. Mississippi Valley 0-5. So if the tournament were to start today, the two on the outside looking in would be Pine Bluff and Mississippi Valley from the women's side. Still a lot of basketball to be played, but we're quickly coming to the midway point of the basketball season. That's just how fast and how important it is to get an early start, to get a consistent start into building your programs. And from the men's side, leading the pack is Jackson State at 6-0. University of Arkansas Pine Bluff is at 5-0. 3-4 would see Alabama State and Texas Southern both tied at 3-2. 5 and 6 would see Grambling at 3-3, Prairie View at 2-3. And on the outside looking in, if the tournament were to start, would be Alcorn at 1-4 and Mississippi Valley, who's at 0-5. So it is a critical time for seeding and positioning for the tournament in the basketball season. Or is it? We stated last week sometime that although the top seeds do matter for bragging rights, do they really give you any advantage when it comes to tournament play the way the structure is currently running right now? What is the true reward of winning your conference or being the top 2 teams in your conference? Could do some fine tuning, but we'll find out. But I find it so ironic that good teams continue to stay good, average teams stay average, and poor teams stay poor. And I do understand that money is going to be everybody's ally, an excuse for why things are not being handled on certain levels. And I get that. I do get that, but I do not limit that and hold that as a crutch. I do understand that people are going to use the case of facilities. I understand that. I get it. But once again, I cannot allow that to be used as a crutch for why you're consistently either at the top or the bottom of the barrel. If the truth be told, on an FCS level, there are really not many contrasting differences between the schools. Yes, some have a little bit more fluff money than others, but the core is going to be the core of what will allow you to build a program rather than to assemble a team. And I want you to hear me real good. Building a program versus assembling a team. Everyone on the FCS level, let me even make it even more direct. Everyone on the Southwestern Athletic Conference level, I won't even reach over to the MEAC or any other, we'll stay in the SWAC today. But everyone within the SWAC realm are pretty much dealing with the same deck of cards. Some maybe plus or minus 5 would be the maximum that I would give. But you pretty much have the same things that you need to work with. So when it comes down to it, what is the common denominator that could flip the script, if you would? What is the common factor that could bring hope to what appears to be a dead situation? And that, to me, is recruiting. I hear it all the time. I see it most of the time. We need to do X, Y, Z. We need to do X, Y, Z. We need to do A, B, C. We need to do GD and whatever else you need to add. But when it all boils down, it comes to recruiting. I have a very simple philosophy, a very simple approach. That if you know that you, in most cases, are going to be middle of the pack, bottom dweller, you got to work twice as hard to convince student athletes on why they should be a part of your program. And that is the art of recruiting. I know historically that, teams are just bad for whatever reason. Some believe in curses. Some believe in just bad karma. But it really boils down to how you sell your program. Let's face it. What is recruiting? Recruiting is the old-fashioned door-to-door salesman. They ask you for an appointment. You come, make your presentation, then you try to close the deal with the agreement. In this case, recruiting, yes, I will come to you. Yes, I will commit to you. You have to slam the door, if you allow me to say it that way. But I really believe that recruiting is nothing but being an effective salesman or salesperson. There are a couple of factors that I think that helps aiding in the recruiting process. And I'm going to give you these little bullet points, and it's not rocket science. It's not anything that is going to make you go like, oh my goodness. If more than anything, it's going to make you say, man, it's really that simple when you boil it down. That's my job. My job is to bring logic and simplicity to what appears to be a complex situation. And when it's really not that complex. Because when you really boil it down, what is recruiting? We just identified that it's about selling. But more importantly than selling anything, it's about building a relationship. It's about building a trust. So if I am recruiting someone, if I'm the bottom dweller versus the top seed, what do I want to sell? What do I want to magnify? What are we recruiting? It's obvious that you are a collegiate level athlete, or I wouldn't be at your home. I wouldn't be reaching out to you. I wouldn't be trying to set up an appointment to come and visit with you. That is the obvious. That's why I don't mind. Throw your name in the hat to the blue chipper if you're on an FCS level. Even if you don't have a snowball's chance in hell of recruiting that person, you put your name in the mix that if trouble ever does arise, as we know it does in life, that person will look and say, you know what? These people reached out to me when all the big boys were trying to get my attention. So the question is, how do you balance the playing field? Now, I know some of you are skeptic, and you're just skeptic by nature, and that's okay. Keeps me in business, to talk about it and come up with topics on a daily basis. It's part of what I have to do. But one thing that you must understand is this. When you get the opportunity to sit down with that potential student athlete, if I'm a recruiter, I'm not going to even talk to you about what others may feel are the obvious. Here's what I'm talking about. The first thing we must sell is the school or the university itself. Speak on how that student athlete fits the mission statement of whatever your school purpose and goal is. Because when it boils down, once that student athlete's playing days are done and over with, is the university that's recruiting that student a good fit for that student's personality and its long-term goals? So establish that, sell the school, sell the university, sell the traditions. And like I stated before, don't get caught up necessarily on the winning. Highlight the graduation rates. Highlight the success stories. Highlight the uniqueness about your particular school, your particular brand that will make that so obvious and so unique and such a perfect fit for that potential student athlete. The next thing you must do, you must sell the athlete. What do I mean by that? You have to encourage and convince that student athlete. If I'm a losing program, historically losing program, you come in with a defeated attitude, talking about, well, I know we don't have a shot at you and this, that, and the other. How about getting that young, energetic, enthusiastic student athlete to encourage them to want to be a part of history of turning around a program that has historically been known for its struggles? Just because you're on the bottom of the totem pole, you got to learn the significance of what a totem pole is. The totem pole, by design, the strongest, the base of that totem pole is the bottom. So as a recruiter, as a salesperson, you let that student athlete know, hey, look, I know right now we're at the bottom and we're okay with that, but we are trying to get better. That's where you come in. Yes, it's going to be a challenge. Yes, it's going to be an uphill battle. But that, again, is why I'm here. We're looking for people who have character. We're looking for people who are dedicated to committing to the challenge for the long haul. It's easy to come into a program that's turnkey and you don't have to do anything but plug it out. But do you have what we're looking for and what we need upstairs versus the physical touch, the obvious? I know you run a 4.340. I know you bench 220 pounds 50 times. But do you have the commitment in that heart muscle? Do you have the mental toughness to endure the challenges of turning a program around instead of just feeling a team? Look for building champions. The next thing that you must do, you must sell that parent. Sell that parent on why it is a good fit for their son or their daughter to be at your school. Goes back up to that one we're talking about when you're selling the school. But you let that parent know how safe that campus and that community in which that campus lies in is. Come up with the crime rates. Come up with the cost of living rates. Come up with the surrounding amenities, if you would, of being connected with that particular school or university. And I guarantee you, every school has their pluses and their minuses, their pros and their cons. So when you sell that parent, you then lead to selling the program. I'm a losing program. Yes, I know I'm a losing program. I know I'm a struggling program. Or yes, we've had marginal success. Or yes, we've been the top dog. Whichever it is, you plug the gaps of why that student athlete should be a part of your program. And I know this may sound obvious to those, but when you understand the art of recruiting, because we all sell something every day. You sell yourself every day. But are you understanding the impact of what you could achieve if you stay consistent on the ground? As you sell the program, you then sell the community. You talk about the outreach programs that could potentially be a part of impacting that student athlete's life. If your university has any outreach programs throughout the community, if not, why not develop some? Because it's about shaping future leaders, bringing up the awareness of the future leaders. Yes, we all want that stud athlete, but everyone's not going to get that stud athlete. Yes, we all have our wish list boards, our watch boards. But the same opportunities that hold fast in your Power Fives, hold fast in your FCS, they hold fast in your NAIA, they hold fast in whatever programs, whether they're JUCO, whatever programs are out there in the land. And you go out and you become the ambassador of your potential university. And when you take that approach, when you focus on the pluses, don't worry. It's obvious that we're struggling. Well, we don't have the money that this university has. Okay, that's obvious. But how great would it be to be able to show them that even though we don't have the finance, but we have the right scheme, we have the right mindset, we have the right work ethic to build a program rather than assemble a team. I know this one was a little bit unique on today, but hey, it is what it is. I've got to run on today, but trust me, if the creek don't rise and the Lord delays his coming, we'll be lined up and mic'd up to do it all over again. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. And don't forget the website, obn-radio.com. And of course, our message line, 713-570-6736. I am the Radio Guy, Dr. Mike Prince. You be blessed And we'll see you on the other side.